Hello, and welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. Charles Oliveira sends a warning to Ilia Topuria. These two possibly could face one another to determine number one contender matchup. Obviously, Oliveira welcomes the idea. We're going to talk about the possibility of the two facing each other. Before you get started, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this is new from this channel, your channel, one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Excuse me, unless there is something in the works in terms of Ilia Topuria directly facing Islam Makhachev, I believe personally that Ilia Topuria is much closer to Charles Oliveira matchup to determine the number one contender for that title. Obviously, Charles Oliveira recently talked about Ilia Topuria. He talked about the difference between featherweight and the lightweight division. Charles Oliveira, that is, claims that the lightweight division is the most difficult division in the UFC. I beg to differ. I believe that the featherweight division is currently the most difficult division in the UFC in terms of top-tier talent that's differentiated by very small margins. In terms of the lightweight, obviously you have fantastic fighters, but most of those guys are on their way out of the game, the likes of Gagey, Chandler, Poirier, and even Oliveira, right? 33, 34-year-old Oliveira. Realistically, you have maybe 2-3 good years left at that top level, but it's most certainly for Oliveira and the rest of the top tier athletes in that lightweight division. It's for most of them, it's approaching the end of their career. You know, most of them are approaching the end of their career. But Charles Oliveira talks about the possibility of him facing Ilia. He believes that he has fantastic jiu-jitsu, which obviously Charles Oliveira has fantastic jiu-jitsu. I just wonder how that would work against a rock like Ilia Topuria, a guy that's immovable, really. I mean, so I question Charles Oliveira's ability to let's say grapple with Ilia. I believe Ilia is just simply stronger, quite frankly. Lower that he has the center of gravity thing, which I think it helps him if they were to decide to grapple. I really do believe that Ilia would end up on top in terms of that exchange. And Charles Oliveira adds to his comments, he believes that he has the ability to knock out Ilia Topuria, which is a fascinating idea. In all honesty, Charles standing toe-to-toe with Ilia Topuria, to be fair, I think that Ilia probably even has a good chance of knocking out welterweights, not just lightweights. So for Oliveira, I want to say that grappling is perhaps your best option, because if you decide to exchange with Ilia Topuria, I just don't see Oliveira having what it takes to, first of all, take Ilia Topuria's power, and second of all, obviously, hurting Ilia Topuria. With all respect. There are many doubts about this fight actually happening, just because Ilia might directly face the champion of the division. But from marketing perspective, it would add to the anticipation and the hype of that Islam Makhachev fight if Ilia was to face one top contender, the likes of Charles Oliveira, former lightweight champion, before he gets the title shot. Like I said, for business it would make sense, for the fans it would make sense, and it would make sense for ultimately the title fight. It would add so much to the anticipation. Will this fight actually happen? I have a feeling that it will. I'm talking about Charles Oliveira versus Ilia to determine number one contender for that title. If you made it this far, appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe for more.